Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here. Man, today seems like it's been a long day. You know, I did a video about the Washington Redskins. Seems like that was days ago. So much has been going on with the Cowboys. Your head just literally spins. We are truly a soap opera. I mean, you had Jerry Jones go on the radio today saying that basically taking back what he said about going forward on fourth down and reasons why we shouldn't have, basically doing a complete 180 and supporting Jason Garrett. Then we had Jerry Jones basically saying we never had a number one wide receiver with Dez, and Dez coming back and taking the high ground. We had Troy Aikman, of course, talking about Dak Prescott. And I know a lot of you have been waiting and sending me all kinds of messages. Oh, you won't talk about what Troy Aikman said, because you guys are looking for the gotcha moment to say, I was right, Dak Prescott's a bum, he sucks, get him out of here, and so on. You are so looking for the opportunity to get at me. And I'm trying to understand that, because in the end, quarterbacks don't grow on trees. If you're a Cowboys fan, wouldn't you want him to succeed? Especially since we're not paying him jack crap. Don't you want your team to win? It shouldn't be about an individual player. It should be about the star, you know? The Dallas Cowboys star right there. But there seems to be this undercurrent and hate for Dak Prescott, where he is micromanaged worse than anybody else. But let's go to exactly what Troy Aikman had to say. He needs to be more accurate with the football. I've said for many, many years, as long as I can remember, when I'm asked, hey, what do you look for in a quarterback? The first thing I look for is accuracy, because the rest of it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how tough you are. It doesn't matter how smart you are or what a great leader you are. None of that stuff matters if you cannot put the ball where you need to put it. I've seen too many errant throws in that regard, and then there's the need to be a little more anticipation. When there's 2D safeties, you're looking for somebody in the middle of the field. And that should be your first read if you have somebody who's taking the middle of the field versus those kinds of look. I don't see great anticipation of what defenses are doing. I can't disagree with that. I agree 100%. Anybody out there that says that Dak doesn't need to be more accurate is truly blind. And I've never said Dak is fine, Dak is perfect, don't do anything different. I have said over and over and over again, because when I look at the coaching staff that we had, we do not develop players. Players come here with the skills that they have, and they basically stay static. What Dak needs, and I have said it over and over again, because what happens with Dak is, gets under distress, running around and things like that, when he loses his mechanics, when he does not set himself, when he throws off his back foot, the ball sails. It's not exactly dead on where you want to be. I will agree with that 100%. That doesn't mean it's not correctable if you have somebody who works with him and his mechanics. Maybe it's not correctable. You don't know until you put somebody in there. But when I look at the Jason Garrett era, they have not been able to develop and get a quarterback to go to another level. Tony Romo was taught by Sean Payton, and we see what he did with Drew Brees, a guy that nobody 12 years ago thought Drew Brees was going to have the all-time record in yards. But when you have a coach who understands the position, who understands the mechanics, understands the play calling, it's the difference of night and day. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, forget him. Get the bum out of here. Trade up and just grab yourself a quarterback, because he's a fourth-round draft pick. You can't expect a fourth-round draft pick to be any good. But, NFL history is littered with first-round draft pick guys that people traded up to get, from DeMarcus Russell. You talking about Vince Young. You can go to Jason Campbell. There are lots of guys, and I know you guys are, you're going way back. But let's just look in the draft class that we just had with Dak. Jared Goff originally everybody thought was a bust, the number one pick. Carson Wentz went from being to really good to now being kind of And then you start looking at the rest of that draft class. We thought about trading up to try and get Paxton Lynch because he was a first-round talented quarterback. And take a look at where Paxton Lynch is right now. In that draft, you also had Connor Cook, Cornell Jones, Jacoby Brissett. So just trading up to grab a guy doesn't mean you're going to get somebody. You can go out and trade for a quarterback. You know, we brought in Matt Castle. That worked out real good for us. Or you could do like the 49ers and trade for like a Jimmy Garoppolo. Or you could be like Arizona and sign a Sam Bradford who's not even on the active roster. Quarterbacks understand, do not grow on trees. Dak may not be the guy, but you need to do everything you can to support and find out if he can be. Because if he can be, then that means those are first-round draft picks that you don't have to spend on a quarterback. If he can be, then you've got a guy there in your system who we know can take a hit. If he can be, he's a guy right now who's not costing you an arm and 3 legs. What you have to do is you have to get a coach, a quarterback whisperer, a quarterback guru to work with his mechanics and his accuracy. He's got the leadership technique down. He's got a body that's not going to break down from a hit where he's going to leave body parts on the field. Get somebody to work with him and find out for sure. Because there's no guarantees out there on quarterbacks. So yes, I agree. He's got to work on his accuracy. He didn't say, get him out of here, he's a bum. He needs to be more accurate with the football. And I don't think anybody will disagree with that. But take 2016 and the first half of last year, he was doing that. Something happened in the meantime that changed that. And that's where coaching comes in to fix the problem. So, there you go, guys. I agree. Dak's got to do better. Is that what you'd like to hear? Because I've never said that he's perfect and he's fine just the way it is and that nobody is to blame. I look at it and say it's the coach's job to get that guy prepared, and right now he's not prepared. So agree with me, disagree, leave a comment. Well, I know you'll leave a comment because y'all always do. I'm Mark Holmes with Cowboy Joe Boo, and I've got an interesting argument here on Jason Garrett that I'll share with you guys later. You'll get a laugh out of what I've got. But as always, thank you for the support.